G'day! Stu from UAV Futures here. I'm probably having way too much fun talking to myself. My neighbours probably think I'm crazy. Anyway, today we're going to be reviewing these Kylan Vision goggles. Now, I'm pretty excited about these because it wasn't too long ago that getting into FPV was kind of expensive. But these and a new style of goggles that are coming out, these sort of big screen goggles, are totally changing the game. They are so cheap, it is so much more accessible for other people to get into the hobby. Now, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be sticking these on the bench. I've had a bit of a play around with them. I've taken them out and done some flying with them, so I'm going to talk about my experiences with them as well. And we'll just give it a bit of an overview and check it out. Alright, let's get started. Alrighty, so let's have a bit of a look at the overview. Now, this is everything that came in mine. Pretty simple packaging, actually. So inside the box, we've got the unit itself, the goggles. We have a little antenna, some sort of USB. This is a mini USB lead, and of course, our 2000 milliamp one-cell battery. Alrighty, but the first thing I want to talk about, and we're going to do this straight away, is putting this on your face and how does it feel. And I got to say, it feels a lot heavier, I guess, and a lot less comfortable for me compared to wearing some Fat Sharks. But let's stick it on the scales and see how much it weighs. So the unit itself is coming in at 435 grams. One of these batteries, that's 477, and then once you've got your antenna on, about 400 and... is that in the way? Can you see that? 488 grams. So let's see if we can put this to the side. There you go. 488 grams. So let's just compare that, I say, let's just compare that to some Fat Sharks, if you're going to be wearing some Fat Sharks on your head. So I've got some Dom V3s here, and that's about 190 grams. Probably, I don't have a little receiver in there at the moment though, so 191 grams for those. So it is definitely a little bit heavier, I guess, in terms of when you're wearing something on your face. And because it's so much longer as well, you're going to be getting a lot more torque, or a lot more, I guess, weight on the front of your nose sort of area. So that's definitely something to consider. But some of these screens, I think, are a lot easier for some people's eyes, because not everybody's eyes likes the Fat Sharks. Now, we'll just have a bit of a look at the outside before we turn it on and what we have. So you've got some buttons here, some up and down, and you would think that would be for channels, but it's not. You've got your power button. I guess you can power things off. So if you want to power this, you've got a little 5-volt input, and then you've also got your volume, because you can actually, you've got a little speaker down the bottom here, which is pretty cool. It means you don't have to wear earbuds, which I think is a very, very cool feature. This button right here on the top, this is like really hard to open. Usually these tabs are meant to be quite easy to open, but I've found this one to be a little bit difficult. Sitting in the top, this is where your LiPo sits, so it's nice that it actually comes with a battery, and then you just simply slide it in the side right here. Now, something I don't like about these goggles is when you're putting the battery in, let's make sure I get this around the right way. Pretty sure this is the right way. I don't like the idea of just sliding it in like that, because what I would hate to see happen is that you accidentally dislodge the other half of this little connector in here and it falls down inside the in the thing. You got to take it apart. I would much prefer the cable to be out here so you can hold both ends, because the last thing I want is the plug disappearing down inside here, especially if you're not handy with electronics. You don't want to be opening this up and finding where that plug goes. That sits nicely in the top, so I'm just going to close that up now, because I'm not going to be opening it and closing it too often. There we go, that simply clips down. On the side, or I guess on the front, you can see right here, we have this sort of foam. Now this feels very spongy, actually, and it doesn't feel too bad on your face. A totally different feeling to the foam that is on the Fat Sharks. This is much more like a pillow, I guess, much softer, and it can go in a lot more, but there's no cushioning down under here. So right here, I find it is really cutting in on my nose. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be the same case for everybody, but I definitely, on my nose, I feel like it's putting a little bit of pressure on there. So if I was going to fly with these regularly, I'd be sticking a big foam pad in there or something to make it a little bit more comfortable. Now, it does have this adjustable 3-way strap, so one goes over the top of your head, and that's, I guess, to help you support the goggles because they are hanging so far off the front of your face. And then you've got this adjustable strap around the outside. Now, this I like how it's nice and thick, so you can get a lot of, I guess, purchase when it's resting on your head. And this big part at the back definitely helps sort of lock it all into place. Moving towards the front right here, now we have our little antenna connection. Now, this is SMA, and personally, I prefer SMA anyway. Maybe that's just because that's what most of my antennas are, so you simply screw your antenna on. And I did notice over the other side right here, you also have another hole that looks very similar to this one, so perhaps they were thinking about turning this into diversity or something like that. That would be a really, really big plus actually if it had diversity, so you could stick a helical or a little patch on here. Rightio, let's see, that screws on quite nicely. This antenna is pretty flimsy. You know, that doesn't bother me too much because it's not really going to be going anywhere. It's not going to be having any crashes because it stays on your head. But yeah, that's definitely something, I guess, to consider. Now, I know Bruce at RC Model Reviews did a review of this about a month ago, I think, or he might have had his a little bit earlier, and he opened that up and said it was left-hand polarized. So I'm going to do that, and I'll put it next to a Fat Shark, which is right-hand polarized, so we can see the difference. Hang on 1 second. Without cutting my fingers off. Well, it seems very well glued. Hang on, I think I'm going to have to go hit it with the hammer. Sorry, guys. Alrighty, so that little bit of just a little gentle tap helped open it up. So you can see here is our antenna. Now, if I put this, hang on 1 second. Mate, Perry's calling me. Alrighty, so I've opened the top here, and in Bruce's one it says it was left-hand polarized. And look, to be honest, I'm not an expert in the polarization of these antennas. This is just my observations, and I'm putting it side by side to one of my old beat-up Fat Sharks, and to me it looks like they're going the same direction. So we've got the same little the top part of the antenna at the top. Hang on, I'll see if I can line these up next to each other. So the high part coming out and around this way, and then back in at the base. So that looks like it's going right hand. So maybe he's got a different one, or maybe I'm reading it wrong, but as far as I can tell, that looks right hand polarized. So please drop that in the comments if you're a bit more of an expert on that, but as far as I can tell, yeah, this is right hand polarized screwing in right there, so that should be good for getting some reception on your models, because most people I know do fly with right hand polarized. Alrighty, so I've just turned some lights off there so we can see the screen a little bit better, and what I do like, it's actually a long press to hold it down to turn it on. So I just turn it on there. There we go. And I'm going to have to hold it up to the screen so you can see the image in there. I'm going to have to stand up here actually. And what you can see, let me talk. And what you can see in here, it's a little bit more difficult to sort of review a screen when you're looking at it, but that's my Rotorex Atom in the background there. And I chose that one because you can see just how clear the OSD is. Now, there's a few functions on here that are a little bit different. You can't just press up and down. What you actually need to do to change the channels, so the up and down actually change whatever menu setting you're on. So we've got a brightness there, a contrast. I think that's like your color balance. And then this is our channel search. So what we can do, we can scan through our channels, or if you want to go up and down individually, one at a time, you can scan through your channels and you can see the frequency on the outside there. What I do like is how it goes up and down purely. You can see 820, 825, 830, 35, 40. So I really like how it goes through the channels like that, rather than through the different through a band at a time. We're going to cycle through, and I'm going to change the channel so I can show you the scanning option. Let's go up to maybe, let's say we're on this one. There we go, that'll do. And so we've got nothing. Let's go through, we'll go to the scanning one. That's it there. It scans through the channels pretty quickly actually. And then boop, it locks to the one that it got the strongest signal on. So let's just check that that actually is on the right channel. This one right here. See, it's gone one too far. We should be on 5820. So that's something to be aware of. Don't always trust the auto scan, because this one went one little bit too far. Now the volume buttons don't seem to be doing too much when I'm pressing them in by themselves, but possibly if we change the menu, let's see if they change anything, if we've got anything else on here. Yeah, okay, well my volume buttons don't seem to be doing anything. And to turn it off again, it is just one long press, and I like how it gives you a bit of a countdown, so if you let go before that hits 0, it's not going to turn off. Now the screen size, or the screen resolution that's actually in here on the box, it says it's 800 by 600, so that's going to fit really well with the sort of 4x3 cameras that we rock anyway, so the image is not going to feel stretched. And in here, it's meant to be a 5-inch display across. Actually, it gets a bit dirty. What I do actually like in terms of the outside, I like the white on the front. What I really wish they did do, because these things get very hot in the sun, I wish this whole thing was white. Maybe not the straps just here, but I wish all of this, they just stuck with like a unibody sort of white instead of going with the black, because I think this thing is going to get very, very hot in summer. Now, if you want to charge it, all you have to do is simply, what I do like is you can charge the battery in the top here simply by plugging in this into a USB and then into your computer, and that will slowly charge your battery. And another thing, it does mention that you might be able to wear glasses with these, but I really think anybody with glasses is going to have a hard time fitting them inside this small space right here while this is on your face. So this, if you wear glasses, I think you might want to sort of have a look and think, are your glasses actually going to fit in here if you're going to wear it? But overall, I think for the price, this is a pretty impressive piece of kit. Is it going to rival some Fat Sharks? Nope. Is it a totally different product? Yeah, I say you can't really compare the two, because for the price, this thing is offering an amazing FPV experience. And it wasn't so long ago that we had to build these sorts of things out of foam. So this is like an old Quantum V1 kit, and this thing is leaps and bounds better than what people were originally flying with. So I really like these types of products that are letting more and more people get into the hobby. So there it is. There's my review of the Kalin Vision goggles, and honestly, for under $100, I'm really happy with them. I do wish it was a little bit more comfortable sitting on my nose just here, just in the middle. So that's definitely something that I think is going to need some sort of aftermarket modifications if I fix that up right there. But the best thing I think about when I take these along, they're so simple, it's all self-contained. I've just got to push a button on, scan for the channel, and I can give this to anyone who's walking by. So if someone's coming through the park while I'm flying and they want to know what it's all about, stick these on and just see those smiles. Anyway, subscribe for more FPV related content. I hope you enjoyed this video review, and as always, happy flying! Oh gosh, they do feel kind of long on your face, I guess, if you're used to wearing Fat Sharks. Anyway, and you can't put them up on the top of your head quite as cool. I'm totally just rambling. I should just leave this rolling at the end of the camera. Thoughts from Stuart. What could we talk about? Put something in the comments. I'll try and see if I can add it in one of the next videos. Hang on 1 second. Mate, Perry's calling me. Hello? Hey, Pez, what's going on? I'm just doing some filming, actually. What are you up to? Yeah, alright. Yeah, come over, we'll have a pizza or something. Alright, man. Yeah. Do you want me just to ring and we'll get some delivery or something? Alright, what time are you coming over though? Let's see, it'll probably be like 40 minutes till it gets here, do you know what I mean? Or something. Oh no, filming's on whenever, I can stop and start, you know what I mean? That doesn't make a difference. But I mean, if you come over in 40 minutes, that way you're not wasting your lunch break or whatever. Okay. What sort of pizza do you want? Alright man, should we just get one pizza, we'll just eat half each, or do you want a whole one? Yeah, I'll just order one pizza then, because I'm not super starving. Alright brother, I'll ring the place up, and I'll see you, I'll give you a call back anyway and let you know what's going on. Alright, nice, catch up, bye.